Prairie State and I started at the same time in 1977. Actually, I started a bit before that with the Legal Aid Bureau of King County, which was one of the 5 programs that merged together to create Prairie State. So that gives me the privilege of being the most senior member of Prairie State, not the oldest, but the most senior.
I mean, we were only 33 and 34. I mean, we weren't that old.
We were the old men of the organization.
And in those days, if you stayed in legal services 3 or 4 years, you were considered an experienced legal services attorney, because attrition was a big deal.
Well, we started out with just 5 offices. These were the 5 programs that merged together. And those were Bloomington, Peoria, Rockford, Waukegan, and the smaller office, which was mine, which was based in Geneva at that time, our current Fox Valley office. Within the next couple of years, we expanded to 4 more offices. When we started, I think we had 15 lawyers and 3 paralegals, and at least 1 secretary, maybe 2 in each office, and that was about it.
The office we were in was pretty dilapidated. A few months after I started, it was condemned. So it was not the best working conditions, but that was fine.
Our technology was typewriters and whiteout. So if you wanted to make a change, you basically had to do a whole new document or use whiteout.
One of the big differences is there was no internet in 1982. There were no personal computers in 1982. There was barely a word processor in 1982. Things were a lot simpler, but in some ways things were exactly the same because our clients had the same kind of problems then that they have now, and that really hasn't changed.
You know, when I first started working in Rock Island, there were great lawyers there. Tom Kilbride, who's now a justice on the Illinois Supreme Court, was there. We really had great clients, and it was a great atmosphere to work in. Everybody strategized really collaboratively to try to figure out what we could do for our clients.
You know, we worked very hard on our cases. I would pull all-nighters getting ready on a Social Security case. You know, we would help each other out from office to office. We worked in teams quite a bit. It was just a great sense of community among the legal aid staff.
80% of our money, of our funds, came from LSC then. So we were pretty much totally reliant on Legal Services Corporation.
So when Mr. Reagan and his chief of staff, Edwin Meese, came to the White House, they were determined to abolish the Legal Services Corporation. But the program enjoys wide bipartisan support in Congress. So although the president every year recommends 0 funding for it, and the staff has been cut by 30%, he hasn't been able to kill the Legal Services Corporation altogether. Its budget for 1985 is $305 million. That's a smaller budget than it had 4 years ago. And the battle goes on.
Because we didn't know what the, was it 0, was it 50%? And we kind of finally decided that we were going to base our planning based on a 1/3 cut. Because we just finished expanding and suddenly we were talking about what's going to happen. And so we went through a really extensive planning process that year with a lot of staff involvement.
Who just mentioned that he thought that at least if we look forward to 97, fiscal year 97, there will be further cuts for the Legal Services Corporation. What do you think when you hear that?
I think that would be a most devastating blow. We are barely functioning today with a 1/3 cut. We took a greater cut in 96 than any other agency.
Prairie State Legal Services, can I help you?
It was a very interesting time. In some ways, though, I think, and largely because of Joe, it really brought the program closer together.
I think what it does do, and Bernie alluded to this, it forces you to figure out why you're here and what is most important, what you do that nobody else can do, and who are the people who need your help more than any else.
the more lofty role of equal justice in our society. I do firmly believe in that. The fact of the matter is, I mean, when you think about who we are as a country and the structure upon which we're built, requires that our society be fair.
Most people realize that when people are charged with a crime and they're low income and they're poor, they have a constitutional right to an attorney. That's not true for civil legal services.
For such a range of problems, legal services are just essential for people. And the legal system is so complex, even for our young lawyers who just start out, even for me, not starting out. Often legal proceedings can be very daunting, and to just think that people can muddle through on their own, it's very overwhelming.
They do such wonderful work.
That Prairie State looks out for the little guy. They're like protectors. They protect you in a situation where you have no protection. Matter of fact, you feel as if that it's raining on you. And Prairie State seems like they come by with an umbrella just to take some of that rain off of you.
You're a truly, truly amazing person, heart and soul. And thank you for everything that you did for us.
And the kids.
And the kids. You changed my life.
You're, as my grandfather would say, you're a good man. You have a good heart. You have a genuine care for people.
There's no way to ever thank them enough. Her and the whole office. I mean, they were just, they kept me in my home.
And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank God for you, as I've told you so many times. Every time I talk to you, if there's ever anything I can do, please let me know, because without you being on the team that you are, I probably never would have met you. I don't know. God's got his way of doing what he does, and I thank God for you. And I want to say, keep up the good work.
Thank you. You changed my life.
But the fact of the matter is that we do enjoy broad support. There are so many organizations and individuals who care just as much and are just as passionate about our work.
I loved the coworkers, I loved the clients, I loved the cases that we were working on. I liked the freedom we had to try to figure out what would help our clients the most and do that work.
People here really do support one another. They really want everybody to succeed, and so that makes a very positive feeling about the litigation. So it's our shared litigation. It's across offices, and people are sincerely interested in what other people are doing and supporting. And that's really very,
and
very
actually,
important.
as far as I'm concerned, that's the essence of this organization. People like each other, and people want to work together. And people will give you. I keep telling young people, young lawyers coming in, or young people, hey, we're all one firm, we're all one organization. Anybody here can help you, and in fact would be happy to help you. And that really has been the case. And it's that kind of I think atmosphere that's kept us going, as I think a very viable organization for almost 40 years.
It's a great bunch of people to work with, and I just love coming to work every day.